All right, let's get right into this. So this is my Grinderino. It's a 3.5-inch freestyle frame. Super rad. I'm super excited by this thing. Let's see, what did we do as far as specs? That's what everybody wants to know. So we got some T-motor Pacer 1804s, 2400 kV, 6S, going with the giant, nearly 200 gram R-Line 1200 mAh. From Tattoo, and the entire thing weighs 420 grams. It's about 220 grams without the battery. So if you wanted to run like an 850 6S or something, you could definitely save. It's only like 40 grams lighter or 50 grams lighter, so I don't know. I'm not running an action cam because I got the 4K built in on the DJI. So I don't need a cam on top of this thing for freestyle. So yeah, that was the majority of my plan, was just to have something that I can toss around at a park, that gets good flight time, that feels heavy like the 5-inch. And these batteries, in my opinion, make that happen. And I'm not so convinced that going with a smaller, lighter 4S would have been a better idea, but it seems to be a popular way to go about it as well. So what else do I got in here? We got the little stack here from Hobbywing. It's the X rotor with the 40 amp ESC and the F7 flight controller. All around pretty solid. I had to put it in backwards, so it is pointing towards the rear. So in beta flight, I just set the yaw to 180. That's it. Works perfectly. Flew great. I've actually already flown this thing today. It was a great first flight, and this thing feels wonderful. It feels like a 5-inch. A little bit of shake when you come out of things, or if you punch it too quickly with the big battery and everything, but not too bad. And the earlier I got into the throttle, the less that was a problem. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit more I could talk about on here. I got the Happy Model ELRS with the dual antennas, diversity. So it's the diversity one, the EP1 diversity. So I put an antenna back here, and then I like to put a vertical one up here in the front. I had my power go out the front this time because I felt like I could keep it tucked along the side better. Also, I would have had to run way longer new wires to even dream of putting it out the back, and I don't think with the DJI 03 that would be very possible, honestly. The little 3D print here came from a Flywoo Explorer, and the holes were massively too small for these standouts or standoffs. So I just jammed a tool down in there, as one does, and basically just totally like kept pulling and widening it out until I could like slip it over. So I just took something I had from some other, find and fly type stuff that I had laying around in some boxes and made the TPU happen. And for the front one, I just used the 2 included and just did the 1 hole instead of both, because it's kind of all you can do on DJI. Also put the camera butter UV filter on the front there. I feel like that's a good protection. My camera that's on my Demibot, which is my oldest 03, that one it's all chipped up and stuff now, because I never had one of these on, and I learned on that thing, so it clearly has gone through some trees and into some walls and whatnot. But yeah, let's see, what else is there to say about this thing? The board solders up pretty well. The pads on top are pretty small on that thing. Yeah. Oh, I got a smaller capacitor from Micro Center, a 35 watt 470 instead of a 560, and basically did soft wire. So clipped it and did soft wire soldering on both sides. Nice gauge actually, and put it underneath the board and stuck it out here like an exhaust. I sort of have this same setup on my Demibot on the other side, and it has worked really well for me. I feel like it's protected back there pretty well. Even if it jiggled all the way loose, it still doesn't hit. So I'm gonna probably get another zip tie in there. I might get some more tape around this. These fancy little clear wire guards. Came out of another, like a Whoop or something, some Whoop frame I had. And of course my free RDQ strap. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, in the stack, I ended up using a screw instead of their spacers for the middle one, or a nut instead of their spacer for the middle one, just to take it a little tighter, and then crank down some of the same kind of bolts on top, because I wanted to be sure that this strap wouldn't be hitting the plugs that are on both sides. You have like the stack plug, and then you have the DJI plug on the other side, or the VTX plug on the other side. So yeah, I feel like it has a nice little hold spot in there. And if for some reason I ever need to run full long ones, I actually do have some space back here above the DJI where I could wrap a longer battery. But yeah, I don't know. I love this thing. It is badass. I did the 5mm shafts. I got some fancy bolts. And it has been a joy to build. A little tight, but otherwise just incredible. The only place I might fault the kit in the slightest bit would just be that, as with almost every kit, the bolts are kind of soft. I don't know what it is with screws. All these black ones are super soft, and they're pretty easy to strip out, but I don't really have that problem because I'm aware of it, and I have a couple different tools so I can, you know, be careful, put them all the way in, use the one that's not rounded. Don't tighten them till you need to. And yeah, I don't know. Build something. Build one of these. Go to Ummagawd or search for Ummagawd Grinderino and pick one up. They're like 50 bucks, and they go out of stock constantly, just like the Demi bot. So the second you can get one, maybe get two. I only got one. I should have got two. So yeah, I don't know. This shit is fun, and you should build one.